So now that you've got your team in place and your invoicing and your marketing and your sales, the day-to-day running of the business, the actual operations of your business, how do people know where they can take themselves out of the business and which areas of genius they need to stay in?
Absolutely, where they should focus on their superpower,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So a lot of people don't even realize what they can systemize, and that's okay because that's where I can help you. There's so many areas you can systemize, and here, write this down. Anything you do more than twice needs a system.
Oh my goodness.
Anything you do more than 3 times should be automated. So start paying attention to what you're doing. Watch what you do for a week. Kind of track and say, I'm doing this over and over. I'm writing the same email. I'm calling the same people. I'm doing the same approval process, whatever it is. And document that and say, okay, now I've got a system. Now I can delegate that.
I love templates.
Yes, it's a template. You know, the checklist is one of the most basic systems that people overlook. A checklist is a system. Pilots who have been flying years and years still use a checklist.
Absolutely.
So that's a great thing. Our goal is to take you out of the business or to just let you do the things that you love to do and not the things you don't like to do. So systemize everything you can so you could take vacations, so the money just shows up.
Right.
It's just amazing.
And often people confuse what their genius is and what they're good at. Like, I was a financial advisor prior to marketing, but I don't do my own bookkeeping. I'm good at it, but I don't love it.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right? Okay, so now we're going to get to my favorite thing that you do so well.
Okay.
I'm super impressed with Nancy. Even if I wasn't Power Partners and great friends with her, I would have been so impressed by her podcast interviews with Chris Brogan, Jay Baer, John Lee Dumas, I'm always mispronouncing his name, and Pat Flynn, who was just amazing when we met him last year and so much fun.
The podcast.
How do you keep that in order? How do you systemize the podcast? Because it's clear, if anybody's listened to it, and if you haven't, you really should, that you have a system.
I do have a system, and those guests were amazing. Chris Brogan, we talked about how he sat on the couch with Richard Branson.
I know.
Wasn't that cool? And then, let's see, Jay Baer was talking about signature speeches.
And tequila.
And tequila. And if you plan to be a speaker or if you are a speaker, definitely hit that podcast because he talks about having multiple talks versus your signature talk. You got to have a signature talk that you're known for. And he actually said, it's like when you go to see Foghat. Like, why would he pick Foghat?
Who's Foghat?
I think they're 70s or 80s.
Well, I've been to see Aerosmith, and I went to hear my favorite songs. I don't want to hear some random new thing.
Well, that's exactly what he
I
said.
know. I listened to the interview.
He's like, when you go hear a band, you want to hear their classics, not their new stuff. So get a signature speech. And then Pat Flynn, how cool was it to be face-to-face interviewing him? He was
amazing.
Hilarious. We talked a lot about Star Wars, right?
No,
Back to the Future.
And he asked and received the gift of becoming podcast number 88